Tesla is working on an all-new model that'll be its cheapest vehicle ever, but it may also have a design that a lot of you guys are probably gonna hate. I should also mention Tesla has got some insane discounts right now going on for Model 3 and Model Y, some big price cuts, but if you're looking for the best, cheapest Tesla, you might just want to wait for this new Model 2 that now, according to Elon, may be launching pretty soon now. Okay, so now that we've got updates on the new Model 2, the cheaper Tesla, we break down the latest leaks and rumors, tell you now what we know, and also show off an amazing accessory. This is the MagShade, perfect for your Model 3 and Model Y, but more on that in just a moment. So if you've been sort of following Tesla news for a while, not even really intensely, just sort of, very broadly, the term Model 2 has probably sort of rung a bell in your mind because you've probably heard it before. This has been teased for years as this new, cheaper Tesla model. There was a time that Tesla was teasing this $25,000 model. It was going to be this big hit, this mass market vehicle that was going to take over the world by being amazing and also much more affordable. And now I've got some new info on this, and I've got good news and bad news. Good news, Tesla is building a cheaper Tesla model, and more good news is that it's actually probably launching sooner than you think. But the bad news is that it might not be as cheap as you think, and also the design may or may not be what you like, and Tesla may be making some pretty big concessions to bring that price down. And to give this a little context, this idea of a cheaper Tesla really makes a lot of sense. Obviously, Model Y, best-selling vehicle in the world. Model 3 has exploded with popularity since it launched. Of course, there's still Model S and Model X and Cybertruck, but those are definitely some more premium, higher-end Tesla models. But what Elon has sort of said over and over again, and he just reiterated this again at the shareholder event, was that Tesla, broadly speaking, doesn't have a demand problem. There are people all over the world that want to buy a Tesla, but the thing holding them back is not that they don't want a Tesla, it's that the price is too expensive. They want a Tesla, that's not a question for most people, but the price is just too expensive. And as I mentioned just a moment ago, for a while, Tesla was sort of teasing this $25,000 number. I'm not sure where that came from, if this was pre-incentives, post-incentives, but that was kind of the number. Then Elon threw out $18,000 as a random, or maybe not so random example at the shareholder event. But lately, Tesla's been sort of backpedaling and trying to distance itself from putting a concrete number, a concrete price tag on that vehicle, just now reiterating over and over again that they will, and they are actively working to launch a new lower cost model very, very soon. But I should also mention that before they do that, they're trying to obviously generate sales of the vehicles they've got right now. And because of that, and because of some slower sales last quarter, Tesla's definitely putting the heat on some new incentives and discounts that they're hoping will move the needle in the right direction. And some brand new discounts actually just went live as of filming this video. One of the big ones that you need to know about right now is that the Model 3 long range now fully qualifies for the $7,500 federal tax incentive. I believe there was a bit of a change in IRS guidance, and no longer does just the performance model qualify. Now the long range Model 3 fully qualifies, effectively taking $7,500 right off the top price of that vehicle, again, assuming you qualify for the federal tax credit. And the reason this is such a big deal is that basically now brings the price of this vehicle to under $40,000. And when factoring this in, just $1,000 more than the standard range Model 3. Now, we could do a whole separate video about standard range Model 3 versus long range, but given, if you factor this in, the price difference is $1,000, this is a no-brainer. You get significantly better range, you get a higher quality and higher fidelity audio system, you get dual motors. It's just basically a better car, and that is going to be $1,000 very well spent. And now it's nice to see that federal tax credit comes. Of course, the standard range Model 3 does not have any of those federal tax credits, though there is a special Tesla's currently running. They're not promoting this on their website anymore, but if you go in there and do some digging, you'll find it. A special APR finance rate that's as low as 1.99% with a 36-month term, and then it sort of works up from there. That's only available for the standard range model because now the long range model qualifies for that federal tax credit, and there are some lease deals also going in and out for the standard range Model 3. So again, standard range Model 3 is not a bad car, but given now only $1,000 difference between long range and standard range, I'm going to recommend and buy the long range 10 times out of 10 all day long. Now, as of filming, Model Y currently does not have any crazy incentives or deals going on, but I wouldn't be surprised if by the time this video is published in just a couple of days, that changes, as Tesla is always changing things in terms of pricing, and especially given the Model Y's popularity and how they're working to sort of move inventory, they have been known for basically every couple of weeks doing some new special, whether it's some low APR special or if it's some sort of discount or freebie. Be on the lookout for that. Though I should mention, if you're looking to save some money in that regard, Tesla's existing inventory does exist and is a good way to save a little bit of money on a brand new Tesla. This could range from a couple $100s to maybe $1,000, $2,000. Really just depends. Discounts on this page have been in and out, so just keep checking periodically because sometimes they'll pop up, sometimes they'll be gone. But that is a great way to save some money. And as I mentioned in my previous video, Cybertruck, according to Elon, will soon be getting a $20,000 discount as Tesla will begin production of the non-Foundation series Cybertruck next quarter. We still have no idea when those deliveries will start or how you can order one, but if you are interested in Cybertruck and not looking to take advantage of the Foundation series extras, that's coming to you hopefully in the not too distant future. Okay, but assuming you know all that, you've looked at all the deals and discounts, and you want to go with a cheap Tesla, what is the plan for a cheap Tesla as of right now? Let me tell you what we know. Now, I know the vast majority of you guys watching this video right now own a Model 3 or Model Y, and I don't blame you at all. I am one of you. I love these vehicles. They're amazing Teslas, so many things to love. But I also think that as owners, we can agree that one of the best and worst parts of these vehicles is the panoramic glass roof on top. It's great. It looks nice. Definitely makes the interior feel a bit more premium and a little bit more spacious. But in summer months, like what we're sort of going through right now, it could get hot, like really hot inside of the interior of your Tesla. The cabin overheat protection doesn't always work all that well. And as great as that glass roof is, it can let in a lot of heat. And I can honestly tell you, one of the best investments you can make in your Tesla, one of the best accessories you can get to dramatically, and I'm talking dramatically, improve the heat in your interior is picking up this. It's the MagShade, here to perfectly complement the interior of your Tesla with a really easy install, really high quality materials, but also gonna cut down on the heat in your Tesla's interior in a really, really significant way. And as the name suggests here, the MagShade is using a really impressive and ingenious installation by harnessing the power of magnets and these little magnetic clips to really easily install inside of the Model 3 or Model Y. Takes just a couple of minutes, and then with the power of magnets, they sort of just snap right in with the material here, and that's it. No muss, no fuss. Aesthetically, it's going to perfectly match the interior of your Tesla, going to complement it in the best way possible. This is using ice crystal double layer fabric material here that I cannot overstate enough dramatically is going to reduce the heat inside of your Tesla. Like I mentioned, it's summertime right now. I'm sure if you're like me, your car might be parked outside for an extended period of time, and getting back in without the MagShade and getting in with the MagShade installed, it's a significant difference. The car is noticeably cooler. And also what I love here is not only the install process super simple here, but the uninstall process is simple as well. Again, harnessing the power of magnets, you can easily take this thing off. You can store it easily in the frunk, in the trunk, in the sub-frunk. Again, it's seamlessly going to fit the Model Y and even the Model 3, whether you got the new 2024 version or the older one, it's going to be perfect. And again, now as we're in the summer months, temperatures are heating up, this is the time to keep your Tesla interior cooled down with MagShade. If you want to learn more, check out MagShade for yourself today. Highly recommend picking that up. I'll leave a link right down below in the description so you can check it out and give your Tesla a much needed cool upgrade today. So this rumored Model 2 that Tesla was supposedly working on and off for years, according to Reuters, this was called Project Redwood internally and was a mass market, pretty decent little car here that was going to be Tesla's next big thing. Rumor had it that it was going to be based on the same sort of component and structure and platform as the upcoming Robotaxi or Cybercab. But we had also heard other rumors that Tesla was basically going to model it off to the Model Y and sort of a Model 3 hybrid and basically do a smaller vehicle like a Model 3, but with a hatchback, giving you a bit more of the versatility of a Model Y. Something like this was supposed to be, basically it was going to be like a Model Y Mini, was going to be the cheap Tesla that everyone around the world was going to love, and Tesla was going to make and sell millions of these things. Then we had heard not too long ago that Tesla was changing their plans. Now they're going to put a pause on that cheaper Tesla, at least that iteration of it, and go full steam ahead on Cybercab. Elon is all in on autonomy and full self-driving and this whole Cybercab concept, and Tesla's going to unveil it in August, early August, on August 8th, and that's where a lot of the resources are going. But obviously there's still a lot of pressure from investors and stockholders and the general public for Tesla to make a cheaper model, which is why Elon recently commented that the company's still moving full steam ahead to make a cheaper Tesla, but it's not going to be what they originally planned. Instead, what he said they're going to do is basically utilize a combination of some new techniques and also a lot of the stuff they're doing right now, probably parts and manufacturing, to basically build a hybrid of this new lower cost Tesla that should be out in 2025, or Elon says if they get ambitious, might be launching before the end of the year, so we'd see it in 2024. Of course, the next obvious question is, what could this be? And we don't know. Based off of, I'll just tell you what we think we know right now. The best guesses from experts in the community is that it's going to be some iteration of a Model Y, maybe a bit of a smaller Model Y. Something with sort of that hatchback design does make a lot of sense. Since it's been such a popular model, that would make a lot of sense to sort of keep that form factor around. Though the big question is how Tesla is going to bring down price. And there's basically a couple of ways they could do this. One way they could do this is just by making an entirely new vehicle. Maybe they're going to take what they've learned from manufacturing Model 3 or Model Y and take some of these new techniques and make a lower cost Tesla that maybe it's a bit smaller, maybe it has cloth seats instead of vegan leather seats, maybe there's no panoramic sunroof. There are some cuts made here and some concessions made to bring that price down. That's definitely a way that Tesla could go. Or what they could do is sort of take a page from Apple's playbook and rebrand and continue to produce something they've already got. For example, what Apple does typically when they make a lower cost version of something is take the same shell, the same structure of what they've been mass producing for a while, and then make some small tweaks and then continue to make that at scale, bringing costs down, but then selling it at a cheaper price. What Tesla could do, maybe when the Model Y Juniper refresh comes, is price that vehicle higher, but then take the base Model Y or maybe even a slightly more stripped down version of the Model Y and sell that as the new cheaper Tesla. Because they've been manufacturing it for so long, they've got all the kinks ironed out, they know how to make this for as cheap of a price as possible. If they can remove some more things on there to bring the price down even more, that would be preferred. And maybe it's not a totally new Model Y, but it's just the existing Model Y stripped down a bit and more refined. And that would be the new cheaper Tesla. And everyone else who wanted the new one would get the new flashy Juniper refresh. And those who wanted to save some money could just buy the existing Model Y we've got right now that Tesla will continue to produce and sell in a more scaled back, limited capacity, but also at a reduced price. And as we sort of talk about Teslas and saving money, I did want to take a moment really quickly here to talk about some costs you might not expect when you buy a Tesla. Now, of course, there are some big savings by going electric. Obviously, you're saving on gas and there's efficiency and there's a lot of great reasons to go with an EV. But with a Tesla in particular, I guess really any EV, there are some things you should be aware of that you got to factor into your monthly budget beyond just the car payment. One of the big ones, obviously, is your cost to charge. Maybe you've got a free arrangement at your employer. Maybe you've got some other free public charging. But if you are going to be supercharging, that's going to be cheaper than gas, but still going to cost you money. And also, if you're going to go the home charging route, which I recommend you do, you still got to pay the money to likely get a charger installed, whether it's a NEMO 1450 outlet or get a Tesla wall charger installed or some other hardwired unit. That is not a free thing. You've got to buy the actual hardware and you've got to get an electrician out there to install it, unless you've already got, say, a NEMO 1450 outlet easily available, which some do, but most do not. Also keep in mind that Tesla does lock some things behind a paywall, particularly when it comes to data inside of your car. So streaming music, live traffic visualization, Tesla Theater, stuff like that is locked behind something Tesla calls premium connectivity. And to show you what premium connectivity can do is easiest just to show you this graph, because with it, you can do a lot of stuff with your car. If you don't have it, then you really can't do much. You can sort of use your phone's hotspot, but it's really not a great solution. Premium connectivity is $10 a month or $100 a year if you pay annually, and is most likely like 95% worth it. Though again, just factor that into your budget because you're probably really going to want to make sure you buy it because, like I said, without it, your car really can do a very limited amount of things when compared to if you do have it. Like I mentioned, lots of of big benefits here, lots of savings. Low maintenance costs are great. Though I do want to mention one more thing that I see a lot of comments on is insurance. This is definitely going to vary by your age, your location, driving record, all that stuff. But generally speaking, I've seen many people complain that their rates to insure a Tesla are higher than their other car, and some people say it's cheaper. In my experience, it's typically been around the same. I think my Model 3 was actually a little bit cheaper at the time than my Honda Civic, but your mileage will vary here, specifically depending on your mileage and how you drive. Just keep in mind that insurance rates and premiums may be adjusted, so keep that in mind as you budget, but just want to make you aware of a couple of those maybe hidden or elusive costs that you should factor in when deciding to go with a Tesla. But again, from Elon himself, he said potentially before the end of the year, we get this new lower cost Tesla. Seems like just one model, maybe not two, but that's sort of my best guess right now. And I'm curious for you guys, here's my question for you. What concessions could Tesla make to a vehicle and drop the price that would make it worth it for you? If Tesla, let's say, made a $25,000 model and it was missing certain things, what would you be willing to give up to get that price down significantly, and would it be worth it to you? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to drop a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, like this video for a chance to win some free Amazon money, and let me know what you say to the very end so I know that you guys are entered to win. As always, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your support. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you all in the next one.